Hello and welcome to Core 2096, Digital Literacies in an Intercultural Context. I'm Mahabeli. I'm going to be your course instructor this semester, and I'm doing this video to welcome you to the semester and welcome you to this course. I just want to give you a quick overview of who I am, what this course is about, and some of the things we're going to be doing in it, just so that you start the semester kind of ready for it. So I'm an associate professor of practice at the Center for Learning and Teaching at AUC. If you haven't heard of CLT, we are the center that's responsible for helping faculty with their teaching. So we give workshops, we give them one-on-one consultations. Sometimes we go into classes to get feedback from students on how the courses are going. Sometimes we do focus groups on that. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, when we had to move to remote instruction, CLT was responsible for training faculty on using both the technology tools that they need to be able to teach online, and also to think about what's the best way to teach online. And so obviously the first time we had to do this, it was in a rush and everybody was in a rush and faculty didn't have a lot of time to prepare. But over the summer, we've been working really hard to try to give them more guidance and more support to help you all have a better experience during the semester. So if you're having a good experience in your other courses, it's because my department was helping. And if you're not, it's probably because people didn't listen to what we said. I'm just joking. I'm hoping that this will be a good course for you this semester, because digital literacies, which you'll learn about, if you've never heard that term before, you can search for it, but we're going to learn about it obviously throughout the semester. Digital literacies are more important now than ever before, because everyone in the world is having to communicate digitally and having to learn digitally and having to do so much more digitally than ever before. I mean, before COVID-19, people had a choice, sort of whether they wanted to engage in this way or not, but now it's not really a choice for a lot of people. And so hopefully this course will have new meaning. And what I'd like to do, I think, is I'm changing a little bit about the course so that you have an opportunity as students to reflect on your experience of learning online, both last semester, over the summer, if you took a summer course, and this semester, and what's working well for you, what's not working well for you as a learner. So that's why early on in the semester, I'm going to suggest that you do some reading or modules that help you reflect on generally how can you learn better online, how can you manage your time online, because I want this to be a successful semester for you. But you've also got a lot of opportunities to give me feedback as we go along. And even though the course focus is digital literacies, we're actually starting with a focus on other issues, on social issues that lead you up to the digital literacy part for a reason. So we're going to start by exploring identities in general and then how those play out online. We're going to talk about empathy and bias and othering. And we're going to talk about equity and social justice and oppression. And then once we start learning more about the application of these things in digital literacies, we'll start to realize why we have to discuss these things first. Because as soon as you apply digital on top of these things, digital situations, digital environments can reproduce inequality and recreate hatred and bias and this kind of thing. And we need to be really careful with how we handle that. So let me just show you what you're going to see very quickly when you open Blackboard for the course. I'm going to take you through this very, very quickly. So you're going to see a word cloud that has a lot of the words related to this course. Fun is one of them. I hope that we end up having fun together. I've been working in the field of e-learning for over 17 years now. And in the past year, I've also learned a lot of really cool things we can do together online that I hope will be enjoyable for all of us. And then of course, equity is a big focus. It's a global studies course, right? So there will be opportunities to interact with people both via Solia, which is a program that I'll explain to you a little bit more as we go throughout the semester. And also through another program called Equity Unbound, which is a course that I was part of developing. And I'll explain this more as we go along as well. And then over here, you have a folder called First Week Essentials. And then this last thing says Choose Your Digital Literacies Pathway. Let's open the First Week Essentials. Choose Your Digital Literacies Pathway is an assignment that you have throughout the semester. And there's a video at this link that explains it. So you don't have to look at this right now in this video because there's a video on it. But for the First Week Essentials, just to let you know, for this course, most of your assignments are either going to be on a blog, a public blog that you create yourself that anyone in the world can look at. And the other aspect of your assignments might be using a tool called Hypothesis for Annotation. Now, just so you know, we're going to be using a lot of tools in this class. it's a digital literacies class, and so I want you to develop your digital literacies, like learn how to use new tools and know when to use them. But none of these tools are difficult to learn. And all of them have value beyond this class. And there's a reason why I use all the different tools. It may seem at first overwhelming that, oh my God, I have to learn all these new things. I have to check all these new spaces. But as we go along the course, you'll find each one has value. And each one is used in the right place. And one of the assignments you have, and you can take a look at other students' blogs from previous semesters, one of the assignments you have is to reflect on which of these tools you found useful, which ones you found not useful, how you felt about the different tools. And as you go through that, you'll realize a lot of the students from past semesters will say, oh, at first I didn't like this tool, and then this happened and I realized that it was very useful. So the writing a blog one is one that most students tend to enjoy. First of all, because when you write an assignment for a class and you just submit it to the professor, first of all, only the professor sees it. And then when Blackboard ends for that course, your assignment disappears and you may not have access to it again. Same with Turnitin. Although with Turnitin, you might have access to it afterwards, but only the teacher sees it. But when you put it on your blog, first of all, you have a lot of freedom in the way you write. You can write with your own personal voice. And you can also put images, you can put multimedia, you can link to other things, you can link to your colleagues' blog posts, and there's space for people to comment on it. And I would comment on your blog, but also you can share it on social media and have your friends or anyone else in the world comment on your blog. You can read your colleagues' blogs, right? So these are blogs from a previous semester, right? And what I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to come in and write in your name and your blog link and share it with other students. And then all the students' blogs are actually curated over here in this website, digilit.creativitycourse.org. Okay, and this is actually all the blog posts from previous semesters from other students. And I actually have under over here in the menu, memorable student blogs. So you can take a look at student blog posts of students whose blogs I like. So you can get an idea of what that was like. And they're memorable for different reasons. You know, not all of them are as fancy looking, but sometimes it's just the way they write that was interesting and good for you to look at. And then under class resources over here, you'll get a hint of some of the assignments and activities that we do throughout the semester. Not all of them are here. Some of them are only going to be on Blackboard, but these three are interesting ones. So creating your alt CV is going to be one of the earliest assignments, the way to introduce yourself. And then there is Choose Your Digital Literacies Pathway and the Digital Narrative Games, which is a project that we're doing throughout the semester, which is described in the syllabus. Okay, so if you click on any of these, you get to see one of the students' posts. But I'm going to close this now, but just so you know, that's what happens when you see that. Okay, I'm going back to here. The other thing, so, you know, pretty early on in the semester, I'm going to ask you to create a blog. You can use WordPress.com, which is my favorite blogging site, but you can use any other blogging site that allows for comments and RSS, which is a way of collecting. Most blogging sites allow that. And what I've done here with the Digilit course is that I'm taking all the links that you bring and I'm making them all appear in one place. And that's what you were seeing there. And then there's the course syllabus. And I've got a Google Doc for that for fall 2020. And I'm going to encourage you to put comments on this syllabus. Let me know if you have any questions about things that are written in the syllabus that are unclear. And also, I'm going to show you just very quickly some things here in the syllabus. Here's the learning outcomes, a note from me to you. And there's an extra page that I need to cut off. And then this is the grades distribution. We're going to be doing blog posts. We're going to be doing this digital literacies pathway assignment. We're going to be doing some kind of COVID-19 journal or diary about your learning online. And then digital narrative games, and which you'll understand what that is soon, and Sulia, which you'll understand what that is soon as well, and a final reflection. And then in-class activities and participation are really important for this class. There are no exams, so everything else is more important because of that. And the thing is, if you have to miss a class because you're having technical problems, I totally understand that. Most of our classes will be synchronous on Zoom. Every now and then there will be a time where we don't have to meet each other synchronously, and you'll have some asynchronous work to do on your own time. But for the most part, we're going to be on Zoom. But if you're going to have to miss a class for a good reason, or you have technical difficulties, I will give you an alternative activity to do to make sure that you've learned what it was we were doing in the class. Just let me know ahead of time if possible, and if not, as soon as you can, so that we can arrange for that, so that you don't get penalized for something that's out of your own hands. Okay? Like when we were on campus, sometimes people would have difficulty with traffic getting to campus, for example. So these things happen even when you're face to face, but online it's more likely for me not to be able to figure out what's going on with you. And then the other thing is I want to encourage you to contribute new activities or new readings to the class. You can develop these sometimes as you go along or towards the end of the semester. This used to be a required assignment, but I realized that some people do it a lot more than others, and they can do it throughout the semester. I don't have to wait until the end of the semester for you to suggest them. And so there's a table over here coming up soon with sample readings, right? Sample course materials. And I've got the topics like learning online during COVID, like digital literacies, and then identity, empathy, bias, and brotherhood. And I've got a list of readings and videos that we're going to be doing for each of these topics. I may change these slightly. This is a provisional list. It's not a final list. I add and remove from them. And sometimes students recommend things to me. And I add them in. So for example, when we were talking about empathy and bias, this othering and belonging, one of the students said, oh, we should talk about othering. And she's probably someone who's in a major that does talk about these things, and so she brought that in. You're going to be all from different majors, since you might have different interests in this. And then fake news, I'm going to add a reading to that. I haven't added it yet, there will be. And then privacy and security, information equity, data justice, algorithms and data politics. And so these are mainly the topics we're going to be talking about. I'm going to actually add something here called student suggested topics, because you might find a topic related to digital literacies that you find relevant that we're not covering in the course, and that's totally okay. So what I'm going to ask you early on is I'm going to give you an assignment to comment on syllabus, right? And say if you have questions or suggestions about any of your course material. And the thing is, readings and so on don't really tell you what's going to happen in the class, right? The class sessions are something else and something more than just the readings. There's a lot of what are we going to do with the readings? How's the class going to go? And it's mainly going to be interaction around the readings. I'm going to be expecting you to read some things ahead of time or watch videos ahead of time, and then come to the class and be ready to discuss them in small groups. You're going to use a lot of breakout rooms so that you work with your colleagues, so you get to know them a little bit better and not just me. And in this course, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to make choices of what to do and how to do it and where to do it. So topics of what you want to focus on in your project, whether you want to present your work as a text-based or video or audio or an image, you can do whatever you like for a lot of different things in this class. If there's something in the class that I'm asking you to do that you're not comfortable with, or that you think you can do in a different way that's more fun for you, just let me know. And I'm almost always going to say yes, but we can discuss it, okay? The other really important thing in this class is that we're going to be using Slack. Now, Slack is something similar to WhatsApp. Oh, this link's not working. Okay, I'll fix this link. But Slack is a really important tool that does the same thing as WhatsApp, but it's got channels for different topics. So it allows us to communicate with each other in a very quick way that notifies you on your phone, but also without exchanging phone numbers. And it makes sure that everyone has, first of all, if you have a question, you can put it in the general channel and everybody else can read it. And then one of your other colleagues might respond even before I do. I'm also going to respond to it much faster than email, and I don't want to get a lot of emails from a lot of students asking the same question. The other thing is that it gives us space. There's a random channel where we can just talk about whatever. We can post GIFs and jokes and talk about whatever is bothering you these days. Last semester, students were talking a lot about what's happening on campus and the decisions that the university was taking and how they felt about that. And it was an opportunity for us to get to know each other. You know, we're not going to meet on the plaza anymore. We're not going to meet for coffee. And so it's an opportunity to socialize, you know, somewhere just outside of Blackboard and outside of all of that. And Equity Unbound is a site that I co-developed with some other educators all over the world, and they're going to be activities as we go. It's going to be actually about 4.0, which hasn't started yet. But we're going to start posting activities, and then some of the things that we do, like writing blogs, like annotating articles using Hypothesis, which we'll explain when we get there, will happen with other educators around the world, with their students. So you're going to have opportunities to have like an international experience throughout the course. And it kind of makes sense since most people are online anyway, that everyone would, if we're studying the same thing, why not interact with students from elsewhere in the world, right? There's no need to be stuck in just our own little bubble. And then the last thing is there's a folder with course slides. And that's where I'm going to post my slides every day, every class session, just so you know what's going to go on. And I'll be posting every week what my plans are for the week, what you have to do before coming to class, what we're going to do during the class time, so you have an idea of what to expect, and what's going to happen after the class in terms of like a quick assignment or something. You will probably get some kind of assignment at least once a week. It'll be either a tiny thing like an annotation or a reflection on a reading, or every now and then it'll be a phase of a project which is a little bit bigger. There will be deadlines for these things, but if we need to negotiate the deadlines, you can negotiate them with me, and I don't have a big problem with some of these, but some deadlines are more important than others. So some deadlines are dependent on other things, and then it becomes a problem. If you delay that deadline, you're going to delay a whole topic, whereas others are a lot more flexible. And I want to tell you something. So we're going to be meeting a lot on Zoom. I do not believe in forcing students to turn their cameras on. I think you have the right to keep your camera off, but you are expected to participate either by audio or by typing. So if you're not comfortable turning your camera on, I totally understand that. It's a 10 a.m. class. Maybe some of you don't have a class before that and you're not dressed or ready or whatever. And I promise you that if I ever expect you to turn your camera on, that I will let you know ahead of time so that you're ready, you're somewhere quiet, you're somewhere pleasant, that you're comfortable sharing with us. And again, if you're not comfortable with it, that's also fine. I also want to just recognize that we're going through a pandemic. This is a traumatizing time for a lot of people. If you're not feeling traumatized, you're very lucky, but I want to recognize that some of us will be feeling traumatized. Some of us may have had COVID or have had family members who've had COVID, or just loved ones who've had COVID. Some of us may know people who have suffered a lot from this situation. Some people have lost their jobs. And also some people are just in an uncomfortable situation overall. And so I want to recognize this. I want to try to be sensitive to how different people want to react to this. It's going to be very difficult in this course not to talk about the COVID situation at all. If there's anything that happened in the course that you're uncomfortable with, please come and talk to me. We can arrange a private Zoom meeting anytime to talk about that, or just send me a message on Slack. Because on Slack, you can also send private messages to the instructor or to anyone else in the class. As we go along in the course, if there's anything that you see that's making it uncomfortable or difficult for you to do well in the course, just come and talk to me, and we'll find a way around it. Okay. With that, I do hope that this course becomes one of your fun courses for the semester. I know it's a course outside your major, and so probably not one where you're hoping to do a lot of work. There is a lot of work in this class, but hopefully a lot of it is not intellectually taxing work. And I also know that because of the pandemic, a lot of people have a higher cognitive load. It's more difficult to manage your time. It's more difficult to focus. And so we're going to do everything I can to help you through this situation and to help make this course both enjoyable and useful for you outside the context of the course. So it's useful for you in your other courses and in your life beyond this course. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, inshallah.